All right, hey everybody. This is Pastor Tim with Jesus Connect, and today I'm going to be sharing um, some excerpts from my new book called "Battle for the Faith of America." And this is a book that I'm writing based on what's happening in the United States right now in our country. As we're seeing, let me just add some things here. As we're seeing a lot of things happen real quickly in the last even few days. We've seen that Biden has just, with a stroke of a pen, just signed into all these executive orders. We were calling him Executive Order Joe, and even the New York Times said, "Hey, cool it, Joe. Your executive orders are way too much." And so it's just an interesting thing how you start to see these things happening, and you wonder sometimes, what's really going on. And so anyway, Battle for the Faith in America is a book that I'm writing currently, and so I'm doing a little bit of a talk about it. Each chapter is going to deal with something, how what we can do to fight back as a Christian, as a conservative, somebody that believes in freedom of speech and for God-given rights. This is something that we should all be concerned about right now. In my first chapter, I call it Fighting Back. And there's a little excerpt from William Booth, the founder of the Salvation Army. He said, "While there is a poor lost girl upon the streets, while there remains one dark soul without the light of God, I'll fight to the very end." Sir William Booth. And I agree with that sentiment. Fighting to the very end, not giving up, not giving in. And on this note, Paul said, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you are able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, stand." Ephesians 6:10-13. In January, a lot has happened already. In 2021, we've already seen socialism sweeping across our country. We've seen the outcome of a botched election and the aftermath. A lot of the Trump supporters out there are frustrated and angry at what they've seen. And an epic battle is emerging in this nation. I've noted an increase in intentional attempts by the liberal left side of the aisle to bring socialism and communism into America, to cancel out conservative voices of truth. This is what I see as a crisis that has come upon our country. I'm seeing the hypocrisy and the corruption in Washington. There's no fear before their eyes as they begin to legislate already a battered and bruised nation, torn by the division of divisiveness of politics and fake wars. It's time for us, though, to get fired up and to get filled up with the Holy Spirit and not allow the enemy a foothold anymore in our nation. It's time that we fight, and it's time that we do not back down. I believe if we're all united around a common cause of letting our voices be heard, that we can affect change in this nation overnight for the glory of God. We cannot be silenced if we all come together. 80 million people voted for Trump. That's just a little under half of America. Simply by coming together and praying and interceding, we can see a mighty revival of God in this nation. Over the next few weeks, I'll be sharing some excerpts from this book that I'm writing. It'll be coming out in February. It's uh, a follow up to my first book, The Battle for the Soul of America. This is the battle for the faith of America. We can make a difference in this country. We need to take back America for God. We need to come together in the spirit and in prayer. America, as we know it, is in serious trouble. I have said for a long time that America has an identity crisis. She doesn't know who she is, basically because of all of the different radical things that have happened in this nation. The the voices